Fresno police are investigating 2 separate shootings today.
Through the investigation, they've determined that this is a gang-related shooting.
2 victims that were suffering from gunshot wounds.
In all, 4 people were shot today. 2 separate shootings, hours apart. One of them deadly.
The Sheriff's Department calling this shooting gang-related.
Advance Peace is a strategy, a very effective strategy that gives intensive care to the shooter. We want to target the people that are committing the crimes.
Advance Peace Fresno is an evidence-based gun violence reduction model that identifies individuals who are at the center of gun violence and puts them in an intensive fellowship as a strategy to reduce gun violence in the city.
A lot of times, people who commit gun crimes can be arrested because of lack of evidence. So to keep them from continuing on that path, Advance Peace comes in and redirects that energy, gives them alternatives to gun violence.
They are dealing with traumas that are so great that oftentimes they don't understand it themselves because they've been able to endure those traumas.
I lost my son Memorial Weekend, then 4 years later, I lost my daughter on the same day, the same way. After losing my second child, I knew we had to do something to keep people from burying children. And from the day we started till right now, it started making a difference. Gun violence is not something, an isolated incident. It's a culture.
Over 25 years ago, my only sister was driving to work, and on her way to work, 3 random shots were fired at her truck and 1 landed in her head. I've had to deal with the hurt, the grief, every single day. Gun violence is not just about that one individual getting shot. It creates a ripple effect through the family and through the community.
I know what it's like being a parent to lose one of your own, and I don't want that to go through for no other families if I can avoid it, if I can help it. And that's why I get up in the morning the way I do, with the energy that I provide to do the work.
When I found out about Advance Peace wanting to come to Fresno, I did my homework. It was clear and evident that if you invest in these individuals, you will have a reduction in gun homicides.
So Advance Peace began as a pilot, and we want to know, does the Advance Peace model work in the city of Fresno? And so we piloted by working in Southwest Fresno and Northwest Fresno, and we saw decreases within the first few months of programming. And so now that's been 2 years, almost 3, we know that the program works, and so our goal is to actually scale out, to actually serve all of Fresno with this model and with this strategy.
The work that they're doing, they're preventing, others from becoming household names in regards to the killings that take place within the city. Oftentimes we run from that because it's a heinous train of thought. We don't want to deal with the degradation of life that goes on in areas that we don't necessarily know about. Kind of want to shun and sweep it under the rug. Well, these men prevent, society, Fresno community from having to deal with that in their front door most of the time. They prevent life from being taken.
Our efforts have contributed to a decline in gun violence, and we also had a 40% reduction in shootings overall across the city. Our change agents are often in the field, just living life alongside these individuals who are at the center of gun violence and providing those basic needs. Sometimes there are instances where a conflict might erupt, or they might be doing street outreach, and they have to actually intervene and de-escalate. So this year, we had 66 documented times where our change agents were in the field, on the scene, where conflict emerged, guns were drawn and ready to be used, and our team was able to de-escalate the situation in a way where firearms and guns weren't used to actually solve the problem.
Poverty has to be the biggest role because a lot of our guys don't necessarily have a place to stay. A lot of them are living on couch to couch, or from a friend's house, or from an aunt's house. Not a consistent meal, which we try to help and provide, because if you're starving and you don't have, it's more likely that you're gonna take chances, not because you want to, but because you're starving.
One of the critiques is that we pay gang members not to shoot. So the way Advance Peace works is we invite individuals into an 18-month fellowship. At 12 months of that fellowship, they are allowed to apply for a stipend if they've met all of their goals on their benchmarks. But the reality is only about 40 to 50% of them actually ever apply for the stipend, and actually qualify for them. The majority of them, they really redirect their lives, and they're not interested in the financial component. They just want the mentorship and the redirecting that allows them to live like healthy and more fruitful lives.
It was a good experience. It helped me stay out of a lot of situations that would have had me jammed up for sure. The mentorship, just being there for you, just little stuff like that. Something that inspired me that changed was me having my daughter. I just really want to be there for her. Don't want to have her living without a dad.
To see them use their trauma, their loss, and use it for good to ensure that they save not just one life, saving families and communities from this lifelong journey of trauma.
We give them hope. Yeah, so we hope dealers. And it's natural. It's something that we can do. It's something that's being done and will continue to be done as long as people have this kind of energy and it's effective.